that. Maybe it pierced her heart, and she felt for them. Because in these letters to 3 senators yesterday, she said that it's her discretion. I'm going to go ahead and read you just a piece of the letter here. My decision to implement the All Rise program by executive order, which included key provisions passed by the Guam legislature, was executed in conformance with all applicable laws, rules, and regs. And while I have stood firm in the use of the $30 million from the American Rescue Plan, my discretion of this amount takes into account the competing priorities for our entire community over the extended period for which these funds have been given. Throughout this pandemic, my administration has successfully directed and implemented numerous programs that have provided direct relief to our people, especially to those who need it most. The implementation of All Rise was no different. Thank you to the frontliners and employees who made this program possible. It's disheartening to know that our community, it is heartening to know that our community sees the good we are doing. We're united in our commitment to doing more good for our people. There's nothing in there about raising the cap. So, but, you know, I get it. The governor plays favorites with the media. I mean, I'm tired of asking her to come on. I asked her 3 times in the last week. I've asked Crystal Pacos and Augustine. But if she doesn't want to come on here and play favorites and announce stuff on another media and we got to play catch up, so be it. You know, it is what it is. It's 9:47, Thursday, September 2nd. Senator Moylan, are you frozen?
No, he's there.
Okay. Good morning, Senator.
Good morning. Good morning, Chris Bree. Good morning. Maybe I could suggest, why don't you, with your invitation to the governor, offer Pantosta and some Senka coffee. Maybe you get a better response. Something that will warm her feelings.
Sweeten the pot a little bit, right? Right, yeah. Well, I don't know, because in the press conference, a couple of the press conferences ago, she talked about how KUAM did such a great job in promoting her protocols. Well, they were the protocols, but which we did. I mean, we were saying stay home, wash your hands, and this is the thanks we get. My God.
Get vaccinated, be a part of the vaccination.
Anyway.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, and you know, with the override of 75-36, they're now law. That's what the legislature is saying. We came together; it was a unanimous vote there, and moved it forward to do a few things. One would be increase the payout amount from 800 to 1,000 and 16 to 2,000. Remove the end date of the policy as well, extended that too. But the most important thing was to remove the cap. And that's what we've been trying to argue as well as you and the other callers. And I've been listening to Daphne's presentation as well. And she's a trooper. Her employees are great troopers as well. And they're taking their marching orders, and it will make their job a lot easier. And they can fulfill the needs of those that are qualified from that $40,000 annual for a single and $80,000 for joint filers, to allow the time to remove the cap, and so we don't have this crabs in the bucket trying to run over each other and cut in the line. That was very disheartening, and I apologize to the people of Guam. That should never have been that way. We had all 3 feeder lines of roads going directly to DRT, and each one of them were miles back, and trying to reach that and get out of their car, some getting in line, and some just going through the drive-through. It was unnecessary, and I'm very sorry for the people of Guam to have to go through that. But remove the cap, Governor, and what I'm hearing on that other channel there was that she would consider it. She, the governor, would consider it. But the consideration also came with her other explanation of coming back to the Guam legislature and asking us to consider it, meaning go back to the budget and adjust it to provide. Not necessarily that it can come directly out of the American Rescue Plan, which the bill says. So we'll see, because as we know, one thing said on the radio, one thing said it could be different of what things are when they're in writing. But you're correct as well. The governor has yelled at us long enough to say it's her purse of $600 million and her free will on how she wishes to spend it after she comes back and says, I hear the voice of the people. Then you can do anything today, everything today rather, by finishing this up when we hear that applications are not accepted because they're still processing their tax refund. That's so disheartening. It's really shameful. But no fault of DRT, they have the manpower that they have. But if we allow them the time and remove the cap, eventually there will be a cap, right? Because there's only so many people that are qualified. It's not limitless. Maybe if I held a graph, right, and showed the 1 + 1, maybe the governor can understand me better. And we tried in all different ways, you know. Maybe we had to put it in the vernacular. That's the old saying, right? Speak in the vernacular so we can understand each other better. But I tell you, Chris and Bree, I think it's when the governor is good and ready, when she decides when it's her plan, when she is ready to help the people in her time, then that's when she'll remove the cap. You don't need to come back to the legislature to do such a thing. You had the power through the executive order, which you so wish to make so many of without communicating with the co-equal branch of government, that you would continue to do. So remove the cap. It's your plan. Do it for the help of the people.
Glad you apologized.
Yeah.
For the thing.
Apology accepted.
Yeah, I do.
Thank you. And next time I'll call, I'll make sure to deliver pantosta.
If that's what it takes, I'm gonna find out what's the governor's favorite snacks.
I did want
There
to.
you go.
I did want to ask though about the public hearings tomorrow. There's two separate. I believe it's tomorrow. One of them is your bill. I believe Bill 180.
Right.
Can you kind of go through that with us?
Yeah. Well, basically, we're telling the governor, look, you're going to do these things where you're increasing, where you're providing fines, when you're restricting movement, when you're dividing the people. You need to come back to the legislature and make this point. We need to have a voice in that. That attempt was made in the 35th, and it failed. It failed bad. But now, through your executive powers, you want to do that. Again, that's the wrong message to send to the people. Punishing them like that, people are out of jobs. Establishments are trying to open their doors with what minimum customers they have. And now you're going to say, well, you had to segregate your customers. Well, you had to do this and that. You had to restrict their freedoms, divide the people between vaccinated and unvaccinated. It's the pandemic of the unvaccinated. Come on. Don't do that, Governor. That's totally wrong. And you want to apply fines as well, up to $10,000 for a business establishment. Who in the world? That's ridiculous. Right? You can do other things. Maybe the establishment doesn't understand. Maybe you can do other measures to be more restrictive, right? Come back and redo something clearer about that. And follow the regulations of the health standards, right? Grade A, B, or C, or D, right? Or F. And if so, then that's what they get. But to threaten businesses and to threaten individuals from their pocketbooks when we have 4 miles of people lining up, with the with the situation where they're out of jobs or they're barely making it, to try to get in the line for $800, and now you're going to say we're going to give you a fine. You better come back before the government or before the people's house and justify that, and then let's discuss it. You want to discuss it? You want all us 15 senators to come into your office and sit at your conference table? That's not where you do it. You come to the legislature. The speaker has invited you to the legislature. The senators have invited you to the legislature, and you refuse. It's almost like maybe we better offer pantosta. We're getting just as good as responses as you folks on the radio here, and that's not right. Your governor is just basically picking and choosing where she wants to give her information, and
that's how she's dividing everyone. Hello, plays favorites with the senators, plays favorites with the media.
Hey, by the way, I didn't get a written response.
Well, just copy paste the one they sent to Senator Toniata and Senator Sabina and Senator Tello.
Yeah, at least a CC to Senator Moylan.
Senator,
or just right on the back of my many letters to her. Just say no. Just put no.
Munga.
Oh yeah, tell me to pick it up and drop off Pentosta. Yeah, gee whiz.
Gee whiz, golly gee willikers. Thank you, Senator.
Yeah.
I feel your frustration. It's across the board. Vaccinated,
yeah,
unvaccinated, we're all frustrated.
Right. But we're not giving up, right? We're trying to communicate. We're expressing our concerns. I'm glad you folks are putting this on the air there with all your callers. It's very helpful, I think, for the senators as well to listen to this. So when we get back into our next session or when we have the ability to talk to the governor, then we can share that. Like today in my complex there, I was talking to my neighbor who's taken her son with her to work. She was so discouraged. Her son goes to a private school that on Friday they received that notice. And then they had to prepare, well, what am I going to do, right? I don't have a sitter lined up. I had to make arrangements, but fortunately her employer was receivable of what she needed to be done. And so it's bring your child to work day. And
bring your child to work weeks.
To work week. And then I hear his name is coming, John Fernandez. Thank you. The superintendent of DOE saying we had our plan approved by Department of Public Health and Social Services. We were open. We were following protocol. We received approval. And then we get the governor's call to say, today's Friday, cancel school. He of course followed through. And it takes a lot of planning then to get these computers to the students. It takes a lot of planning for the teachers to get it going with their online training. How do we tell the parents? That was not considered at all. The schools weren't burning down. Then, okay, lock them up, right? The protocol was in place. They were doing the right things. This parent I was talking to was very happy at that private school on how they functioned with their protocol. She felt very, very safe with her student going there. Others may not, understandable, but allow the superintendent of the schools to work this through, to discuss it. But again, the same attitude that got the superintendent received by the decision from Adelup is the same attitude the People's House receives coming from the governor to the Senate. Chris, Bree, I hope you got some good pentosta and you were able to get.
We're going to get the vegan one. I think the governor probably likes the vegan pentosta. Hey, Senator,
I'm sorry?
The vegan pentosta?
Oh,
They
yes,
probably like
yes.
that. Senator, let me ask this between us girls, right? So have you seen the lieutenant governor? Josh Tenorio? We had a lieutenant governor. His name's Josh Tenorio. He's the first openly gay lieutenant governor in the nation. Have you seen him anywhere?
Yeah, no.
Did you hear
No, I
anything?
haven't.
Like he's laying low because something big's coming down or anything? No?
No. I would have to stay tuned to certain channels, specifically to listen for that pressing release.
Right.
Or he's going to fly out with little, miniature helicopters there. Yeah.
Thank you, Senator.
Thanks,
I
Senator.
appreciate it.
Okay,
All right.
right
Enjoy the
on.
weekend. Thank
We
you.
did have some comments.
There's an 11 a.m. homelessness meeting. Maybe I believe he chairs that.
Oh, he does, right. Yeah, okay.
What'd you say? There's some comments?